fourth grade. Welcome to your Tuesday Grammar and Phonics lesson. Today, you need a pencil, and I would suggest that you get a color pencil or a highlighter because today's lesson is going to be a lot of note taking, drawing pictures, and trying to understand a new concept or a new idea. So, it would be very good to have colorful pencils and, of course, your writing notebook where you're going to take notes. What we're going to do today is a little different. We're going to do a warm-up video to introduce you to the idea that we're learning today. Then I will reteach the idea, and then we'll talk about homework. Okay, let's get ready for our warm-up video. As you can see, Tong Tong went to Jeju for the weekend, and not really. He likes to play pretend in the reading corner. He pretended he went to Jeju for the weekend, and this is him on the beach. Okay, let's watch our warm-up video now.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining me to learn about clauses. Be sure to have your notes in front of you to fill in as you go along. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and verb team. There are two kinds of clauses, independent and dependent. They both have subject and verb teams. The only difference is that an independent clause makes sense and is a complete thought all by itself. A dependent clause needs more information to be a complete thought. Here's how it works. The cat is sleeping. This is an independent clause. It has a subject and verb team and makes sense by itself. If I add the word when at the beginning, does it still sound complete? No, it has become a dependent clause because it needs more information. I want to know what happens when the cat is sleeping. When the cat is sleeping, the mice will play. Now it makes sense. Here's another one. I was watching TV. Does this sound like a complete thought? Does it make sense by itself? Yes, it does. And it has a subject and verb team. Does this still sound complete when I add while in the front of it? While I was watching TV. No, now it's a dependent clause because it depends on more information to be complete. While I was watching TV, my mom was cooking supper. Now that makes sense. Here's one more. I studied hard for my test. Does that sound complete and make sense by itself? Yes, it does. And it has a subject and verb team. Now read it. Does it still sound complete? No, it doesn't any longer. Because I studied hard for my test needs more information. Because I studied hard for my test, I earned an A. Now it's a complete thought. The words that I added at the beginning of the clauses are called subordinating conjunctions, or subordinators. Here are some examples. I say that these subordinators weaken the independent clause so that it can't stand alone anymore. It needs more support to make sense and be a complete thought. So, subordinators turn an independent clause into a dependent clause. They both still have a subject and verb team, but the independent makes sense by itself. The dependent needs more information. Try to write 3 of your own examples on the bottom of your notes. Start by writing an example of an independent clause or simple sentence. Then turn it into a dependent clause by putting a subordinator at the beginning. I look forward to seeing your examples tomorrow.
All right, you learned all about compound sentences in the video today, dependent and independent clauses. Now, let's slow it down a little bit. If you took notes, that's great. but I want you to make sure and take notes now if you didn't during the video. Write this down in your writing notebook. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. Pause the video to write this down. Now, of course, we have an independent and we have a dependent clause. Now, let's talk about independent clause. Pause your video and write this down. An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. It expresses a complete thought. So this sentence here, mom took the car to get fixed. Independent clause. We know who took the car. We know where the car went. My mom took the car to get fixed. It's independent. Now I'm going to give you some example sentences and you tell me if they're independent or dependent. Mike is playing with toys in his room. What do you think? My friend Anna plays soccer. The friendly dog ran very fast. These are all independent clauses. We have a subject, dog, Anna, Mike, and we have a predicate, playing with toys, plays soccer, ran very fast. This is a complete sentence and an independent clause. You don't need to write this down. You do need to write this down. Pause the video now, please, and write this down. A dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence. When we get enough snow, does that sound like a complete sentence to you? No, we're still waiting for more information. This is not independent. This is dependent. Now, if I change it, when we get enough snow, we're going to go sledding. Have you ever been sledding? So sledding is when you sit on like a sled and you go down a hill. Now it's a complete thought because I added more information. Pause your video now and please copy this sentence. A simple sentence has one independent clause. Tom took his ball and went home. It's simple. There's just one clause. You don't need to copy the bottom part, just the first sentence that's brown. Please copy this sentence down. I told you we're going to take a lot of notes today. A compound sentence has two or more independent clauses. Mom dropped me off at the park and she went to the grocery store. That's two. Those are two independent clauses. So this is a compound sentence. This is a simple sentence. This is a dependent clause, which is not a complete sentence. And these are all examples of independent clause, which are complete sentences. Okay, now we are going to be practicing this more because this is not an easy thing to practice. So your homework tonight is going to be doing some grammar practice. It's very important that you go to the Google Drive that I shared with your parents and you see something called Tuesday's homework. When you click in there, there will be some workbook pages for you to do. Okay, you have 3 workbook pages to do for homework tonight. Now, the spelling and phonics page is very simple. You just need to practice. It's making the long E sound. So what you're going to do is print or just write the answers to this page in your writing notebook. Phonics and spelling, page 14. You need to carefully read the words and then circle the word that rhymes with the word in bold type. So let's do number 1 together. Just listen. Reach. That's how you say number 1. Reach. Rich. Speech. Patch. The answer is speech, because reach and speech rhyme. You're listening for that long E. So I think you guys can do this for practice on your own. Grammar, you are going to do grammar page 11. Now, you don't have a workbook with you at home, so I'm going to put 3 papers in Tuesday's homework folder in Google Drive. Okay, guys, thank you for listening. I'm proud of you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.